the Daily Space Weather. I'm your host, Dan, aka smAsho, and we're looking at the southeastern limb of the closest star in ionized helium to see a coronal mass ejection propagating, as well as a spectacular filamentary collapse right in this area. I'll let it play through again. Whoop! There goes a coronal mass ejection, and there goes a filamentary collapse. Let it play through a second time here. A third time, rather. And there goes the filament, and there goes the collapse. This did indeed produce an Earth-facing coronal mass ejection. And here it is from the perspective of stereo A. Now, if you're wondering where stereo A is located, it's located at gravitational equilibrium point Lagrangian point 5, L5 as it's referred. Anyway, here's a view of stereo A's coronagraph, and you can see this coronal mass ejection propagating out here toward the right down the Earth-facing pipeline here. So a portion of this will most assuredly strike the Earth's geospace. It's a fairly moderate speed coronal mass ejection, and this is where Lagrange point 5 is located. So Earth would be off to your right from this perspective. Earth-facing coronal mass ejection. And of course, we forecasted this coronal mass ejection days ago, as our regular viewers would be well aware. So here we'll let this play through another time here, and then we'll show you the view from Lagrange point 1. Fantastic imagery here of this coronal mass ejection's propagation. So Lagrange point 1 is located about here, in between the Earth and the Sun, about 1 million miles from the Earth, about 92 million miles from the Sun. And here's the view from the LASCO C2. You're going to see ejecta on both sides of the obscurement disk here. And it actually shows up better in LASCO C3. So let's take down LASCO C2 and put up LASCO C3, also located at Lagrange point 1. Here's LASCO C3. And you can see the main ejecta here is this bubble. Not the bubble economy. It's different than the bubble economy, folks. The bubble economy is a bunch of overinflated stocks. So here you can see the ejecta coming out on the left, and you can see some coming out on the right as well, an indication that a significant portion of that coronal mass ejection is going to strike the Earth's geospace. So great view of that there from the LASCO C3. And this is not a classic halo coronal mass ejection where you see just a halo like this. It's pretty diffuse. The densest region is expected to miss the Earth to the west, to the east. In other words, this section right here is the most dense portion of the coronal mass ejection. But again, some portion expected to strike the Earth. We'll be talking about that and a lot more on today's Daily Space Weather. So Earth and the Crosshairs, folks. Also, we'll be talking about a pink supermoon and how Musk is moronic.